Hey, it's Benjie Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio and host of the syndicated talk show, People of Distinction. The talk that gives you an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, alcoleenterprises.com for more info. Email me directly through Benjie at alcoleenterprises.com if you'd like to get involved with what we have going. And as always, please continue to like and follow our broadcasts. People of Distinction is an internationally syndicated show solely due to the love and support that you all continue to show. We're available across all major podcast distributors, and like I mentioned, people, if you keep following, we're going to continue to put out the content. Now sit back and strap in because we are delighted to showcase this next guest on our network. And on the line with us today, we have the impressive Rohan Golding. Now, we're going to be discussing his amazing book. It's called Warrior Life, Book 1. It's available through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all the regular online book resellers. But people, trust me when I tell you, if you want to gather everything that Rohan has in store, you're going to want to head on over to his personal site. And that's RohanG-MoneyBook.com. There you're going to find more information on him, more information on this book that we're slated to discuss. But there's a book 2, and that one is called The Rise of a Legend, followed by book 3, The Judgment Day. Again, all of which are available for purchase through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, but make sure to check out the personal website that is a one-stop shop for everything that he has in store, and that's RohanG-MoneyBook.com. And I quickly want to point out that Rohan was brought to our network today by Quantum Discovery. So for my writers out there who have gone through their process creating your masterpiece, and now you've done it, okay? You need help moving the book that you just finished developing though. Contact Quantum Discovery, people. They're one of the best in the business to do it, and this is exactly what they specialize in. So head on over to quantumdiscovery.net and gather all the ways that their fantastic team is going to help you do just that. And listen, it is an absolute pleasure to have Rohan here on the line with us. People, his book, Warrior Life, it's a fictional narrative, but it's something that I promise you are going to be able to find so much value in. It's a wonderfully entertaining book, but it also carries a great message underneath. And it also has, an inspiring aspect from the late, great Tupac Shakur. And, for me personally, that is something that's near and dear to my heart. I'm a huge fan, always have been. And this is something that had me hooked right from that. But I'm telling you, people, again, so much more than just an entertaining read, although that it is, but it's also going to be something that you can take to the bank in terms of the message behind it all. Sit back, strap in, because this is going to be a treat for you today. Rohan, first and foremost, welcome to People of Distinction, and thank you very much for being a guest. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, Benjie.
Well, Rohan, listen, it is a pleasure to have you here. It really is. Not only is your book informative and entertaining, but as I mentioned before, you add Tupac in there, and being that I'm such a huge fan, listen, I'm hooked already. All right, you don't even have to go much further than that. I remember vividly being very young, right? I'm talking about very early teenage years, and my brothers and I, this is when we had the tape deck, right? It was before CDs, before iPads and MP3. I'm dating myself. But anyways, we had the cassette tape, and we would just constantly, man, for hours, listen to his music, rewind it, write down all the lyrics in our notepad, and then perform them in front of the mirror. It was something special. It was something that we loved to do. But this is really, man, this is something that I'm thoroughly looking forward to. So thank you for being here to discuss it. Before we go into your book, Rohan, start by telling us a little bit more about yourself and your background.
Definitely, Benjie. My name is Rohan G-Money Golding. I'm originally from Jamaica. I came to the United States at age 17 via Brooklyn, New York, where I finished high school and joined the Army. I was stationed at Fort Carson, where I did one tour in Iraq. Upon completion of my enlistment, I was medically retired, and now I reside in Colorado.
There you have it. All right. Well, listen, jumping right in. First and foremost, Rohan, thank you very much for your service, brother. I really do mean that. A thank you never seems to be good enough for the amount of sacrifices that you and your military brothers and sisters have committed for this country, man, and the sacrifices that you all have made. A thank you just doesn't do you justice. But a thank you is all I have to offer at the moment. So that's what I'm going to offer you once again. Thank you very much for your service.
Thanks for your support, Benjie. We couldn't do it without the support, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, listen, today is all about your incredible book, okay? Warrior Life Book 1. Let's not wait any longer, man. Let's jump right in. Tell us more about it.
Definitely, Benjie. Warrior Life is a journey of my time in and out of the army. I created a narrative about G-Money as an ex-army combat soldier who is embarking on a journey to finding a way for gangs to unite and create a habitat for real G's.
Well, there you have it. Well, I'm curious, Rohan, throughout this process, what would you say was a highlight for you? Or if not a highlight, maybe something that surprised you that you weren't anticipating before you began, man?
Well, as far as my experience and my things, I believe the author made an extraterrestrial contact. I know that sounds crazy, but that contact awakened my higher self. That's why there is a spaceship on book 1 with a line of infantry soldiers. And no, my book is not about soldiers fighting aliens. It's about an epiphany, a supernatural experience that occurred which changed my life forever.
I'm glad you brought it there, Rohan, because, I remember doing research in preparation for today's interview, and I was looking at that cover, and I had to squint, right? Because I was like, wait, is that a spaceship that I see in the background? And I was like, wait, I thought this was about gangs. What is going on here? I was trying to piece together, and you connected the dots for me, man. So thank you very much for clarifying that for me and my listening audience here, Rohan. Well, listen, transitioning here because now we know about the highlight for you. Well, were there any artists that have influenced you or even inspired this particular creation?
Definitely, Benjie. We're going on the West Coast, man. Tupac Shakur. Tupac inspired me to be a sacrificial lamb, finding something to live and die for.
Well, listen, I'm not from LA originally, but I've been living here for almost 20 years. So I feel like it's part of my blood now, right? And I understand and I have seen firsthand what this man has meant to this community and this city. It's incredible to see how much of an impact he still has here all these years later after his untimely passing. It really is a beautiful thing. Rohan, we know about your background, okay? We know about this incredible book. Well, I'm focusing now on the future, man. Let's look forward. What's upcoming for you, man? What's next?
Definitely, Benjie. My plan is to plan, plot, and strategize, or per se be strategic with my plans and plots.
Closing out of here now, Rohan, my last question for you. Are you on social media? And if so, how can our listeners, as well as your readers, interact with you, man?
Yes, Benjie. I'm on IG, Instagram as G-Money Golding. I'm on Meta, Facebook as Warrior Life Fans, FANZ, Warrior Life Fans. And what I want people to also know, they could get a G-Money approved ebook at my website, which is RohanGmoneyBook.com. And if you're interested in a physical limited edition book, you can contact me on my website for more info. And that's about it, Benjie.
There you have it. Well, listen, he said that's about it, but I promise you people, there is a lot more that he has in store. This is just the beginning, okay? We've just gotten started. You're going to want to head on over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Check out his personal website, RohanGmoneyBook.com, to gather everything that he has in store. Warrior Life Book 1 is what we touched upon today, but remember, this book is a trilogy. There's Book 2, The Rise of a Legend, and then Book 3, The Judgment Day. These books are incredible. They're meant to inspire, and I promise you, once you begin reading them, they're gonna do just that. Head on over there. It starts with these books, man. Get lost in it. And Rohan, this has been a true pleasure, an absolute delight. Thank you once again for being a guest on People of Distinction.
Anytime, Benjie.